Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Mediumship, and in this video we're going to look at an exercise to stimulate your clairsentience. So we looked at our clairs a little earlier in the series, but I wanted to specifically focus on clairsentience at the moment because it's such a primary sense to enable and really empower that contact with and that link with spirit, and also to enable that sense of essence, their essence, being able to be transmitted through our mediumship and to really be felt by the recipient. And realistically, most people that develop as mediums will at some point go through a stage of developing their clairsentience. And I believe that there's two key reasons for this. The first one is I think that it is a way to enable that aspect of that essence of spirit to actually move through and touch the recipient when we are working with a contact. And the second reason is that our sense of clairsentience, our sense of feeling, when that's working within us, when it's quite strong within us, and when it's acknowledged within us, it lends a sense of truth to other senses that we're working with. So if we're working with a clairvoyant image, for instance, we can feel the truth of that image through our clairsentience. So as we work and as we develop, not just from a spirit perspective, but also from our own intuitive perspective, it can help us to understand the truth of what we're experiencing within our other senses. So it's a really unique and wonderful and beautiful way to work, and it's something that we all have within us, because we all have all of the clair senses within us, but just in different ratios. And for some of us, clairvoyance is stronger, for some of us clairsentience is stronger, clairaudience, etc., and so forth. But for me, clairsentience, when we think about it, is actually that sense that underpins everything else, because it enables us to feel the truth of the inspiration, of the information that we're feeling in any given situation, whether we're working with our own spirit, our own sense of intuition and soul energy, or whether we're working with spirit contacts. So one of the ways that we can start to really develop and start to support developing our clairsentience is actually to work with colour. Now, you know I love working with colour. I love working with colour because it has a living vibration. It's a moving, fluid energy. So it's great to work with colour because it's an animated energy. It's not an inanimate object. So we can gain so much. It moves and it works and it's fluid with our own energy. So therefore we're able to really feel into it. So what I'd like you to do as an exercise within your development group, or with a partner, or with a friend or colleague, is I'd like you in the stage of looking at your clairsentience, I'd like you to look at 3 different colours. I'd like you to look at a colour that you really love. I'd like you to look at a colour that you don't like at all, and a colour that's sort of, yeah, well, it's okay, but I'm not really bothered about it. So a colour that you really love, a colour that you don't like, and a colour that you're a little bit ambivalent about, that's neither here nor there. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to sit, and if you can do this on your own, but you can also work with a partner and then voice the experience you're having to your colleague, to your partner, within your development group as you're working, if you want to. I'd like you to sit nice and quietly, and I'd like you just to allow yourself to centre in your own energy. Now, I'd like you to bring a colour to mind. It doesn't matter which order you work in. So it could be the colour that you really like, it could be the colour that you don't like, or the colour that you're ambivalent about. But I'd like you to imagine it. And as you're breathing, I'd like you to breathe it into your energy so that it's filling up your physical space, and then it's filling up your aura. And then I'd like you to be aware of everything you experience with it. So if I were working with the colour orange, for instance, I might be aware of a sense of energy bubbling in my stomach. Excuse my cat. If I were working with the orange again, I might be aware of some energy in and around my head because I can feel it stimulating. I'm also aware of a sense of warmth that's starting to move through my torso. And I'm aware of a lightness, I'm aware of wanting to giggle, and I'm aware of a lightness of my energy as I start to be aware of it. So I want you to just be aware of everything that you experience within the aspect of that colour, and try it with, the reason you're trying it with different colours is because your senses work differently with different colours. Your senses work differently with things that you like, with things that you don't like, and with things that you're kind of a bit hit and miss about. So work with a colour you really enjoy working with and you like, work with a colour you don't, and then work with a colour you're ambivalent about. What you're doing is you're stimulating your senses through enabling the colour to energise and activate your energy in some way, shape or form. So try it and see how you get on.